What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. We're going to be going over the charts. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. I'm going to start out with weekly, then we'll go into the 4-hour, then daily, and then back into the weekly. I'm going to show you some counts that you guys need to be aware of, and definitely stick around towards the end of the video. We're going to take a look at that Binance chart that we started talking about 6 months ago, see how that's playing out. You need to be very cautious here. That's not to say we can't get one more push up. I'm going to show you what to watch for. Definitely stick around for the whole video. Make sure you smash that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Now, here's one count. We have a 5-wave count structure coming down. This goes along with the bubble pop pattern that I've been talking about. And as you can see right here, this was our first low when we had our big drop from the top, and that was around 32.8, and that's what I've been talking about. If we do get a huge push up, it could get us to 32.8. I don't see that happening, but it doesn't matter what I see happening. It is definitely a possibility, just like we talked about 31.5 back in January, and we are now sitting there. So let's take a look at where we're at. Now, this count will be invalidated if we cross that 32.8, because 4 cannot go past wave 1, which was right here, right? The other thing I want to point out in this is if you look at this white trend line here. Now, this isn't a trend line like a channel or anything. It's to show you the tops, right? So you have a high here and then a lower high. And if you look at it down here, you have a high, a lower high, or I'm sorry, this is exaggerated divergence in the weekly trend, right? And then we look at this high and this high, right? Hidden bearish divergence, guys. That is a weekly chart. Hidden bearish divergence is a continuation of the weekly bearish trend, right? The weekly is still in a bearish trend. You cannot argue that. If you do, you have something to learn. So looking at the yellow right here, this is the bearish, right? In an uptrend, we had higher highs right here, lower highs here. That is bearish divergence. That is a reversal of the trend. Again, could we continue up from here? Yes, we could get one more spike up to wash out the day traders, right? As you guys know, a lot of these exchanges trade against you, so be cautious with that. I'll show you my favorite exchange here in a minute. But as you can see, we talked about this yesterday. This is the 4-hour, right? Let's look at where we came up with this 31.5. That was way back here when we broke this falling wedge, the dotted yellow trend line. That gave us the 31.5 target. As you guys know, I am short. I did get stopped out at 31.6, re-entered at 31.4. I think it was like 31.417. So anyways, if you can see, we're getting a bounce down here on the 4-hour. This is also the 200 EMA. Good place to get a bounce, right? Will it hold? That's the question. If we open and close a 4-hour below this channel right here, which right now lies around 29,750, right in that area. So if we open and close a 4-hour below here, chances are our target falling down here would be right around 27.5, right? We also have this support right here at 27,965. Again, guys, we'll go into the daily here in a minute. But as you can see, we also got our 4-hour sell signal, which is the 21, 13, and 8 EMA crossing the 55 with an open and close below right here, even though we came back up. Now, for these to cross back over, that would be a reversal of it, and then we continue up. But if we do get this bounce here, where do we go from here? Well, we could, the highest I see us going is that 32.8 that we've been talking about. But let's say we go up to around here. That'd be around 32, right? To retest the top of this again. Unless we break below here, open and close a 4-hour, guys, then I do think we are headed down to at least 27.5. As you guys know, I think the end of this bear market will be sometime the end of this year. I do think this was just a bear market rally. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT. By far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you like the scam exchanges. You can trade Forex, crypto, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, natural gas, everything all from one exchange. Definitely check them out. You can use your Bitcoin to trade any of these assets. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. You can use my promo code Savvy50. That'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 gets you 25% off your fees. Links down below. I'll also leave a tutorial at the end of the video. So looking at the daily, here it is again, right here, that first low, which was 32.8. If we get above this, then that would invalidate that 5-wave countdown. But I have another count to show you, which is still bearish here in a minute. Now, right here was our target, 31.5, right? That's where we're at now. Well, we got rejected there. But this is also shows 32.8. Looking at this as a rising wedge, right? We put it to where it broke, or a falling wedge, right? Right here. Put it to where it broke out, and that's what we get. Now, I've also put the fibs on here, right? So where would that fib land if we look at this bottom trend line here? That would show a massive drop by the end of this month to 21.9 to 22,000 range to retest this trend line, maybe get a bounce up, come back down, and continue down from there. But as you guys know, I think the bottom will be somewhere in between 3,700 and 9,700 will be the bottom, in my opinion. Now, let's take another look. Here's another count. Looking at this as a falling wedge. Still shows us coming down to our lower low, right? Like I said, 37 to 9,700 is what I'm looking for. As this plays out, we may look at it a little bit different, but as of right now, this does seem to be playing out. Now, if we do get that spike up to 32.8, all that will do is move this up a little bit. But as of right now, I'm going to keep this falling wedge right where it's at. Let's take a look at bubbles. This is what bubbles look like when they pop. And yes, Bitcoin is no different than any other market, right? You can say the halving, the blah, blah, blah. As you guys know, I'm very bullish on the DXY. Still, I think the dollar is going to rise very fast. All of a sudden, as soon as these markets turn around and crash, which I think is coming very soon for traditional markets. You can watch yesterday's video. It'll show you the targets for the highs for S&P and all that. Definitely check that out. But as you can see, bubbles always return to where they began, right? And then they take a long time to recover from there. We definitely could be seeing that in Bitcoin. As you guys can see, I do think we return down to these levels. Like I said, 37 to 9,700 is what I'm looking for. Same thing over here. We can look at the Nintendo bubble pop, right? Came down to where it began. It took years at the bottom. And why does that happen? Because people lose confidence in the market and smart money keeps buying for a long time on the bottom, right? If you don't think this drop will take away confidence in the market, that's how, bubble pops, that's how they work, right? They take the confidence out of the markets, the big boys get in, and then everybody years later gets in after they accumulated down here, and then they'll dump into them again eventually. Same thing in Sony. See where it began, see where it ended, right? That is how bubble pop patterns work, guys. I still believe this was nothing more than a bear market rally, just like we've seen in all other bubbles. Now, we're going to talk about Binance. We talked about Binance making the same patterns as FTX. I showed this 6 months ago. We talked about this, and so that would have been way back here. In January, we made this chart talking about this happening, right? Last week's video, I said 262 would be where I'd be looking for rejection. And I'll show you in the next chart. But as of right now, you can see what we did. We got rejected there. I think it is bad news for BNB. There's no other way to look at it. Unless you can get back up in here. If it gets back above 321, 325 range, then maybe this will not happen. But until then, it is definitely looking like BNB is in serious trouble. This is where I showed you that 262 last week, right? So if we break down from here, where does that get us? That gets us to around 197, 196, right in that range for our first area of support. If that breaks, then we take a measured move right here. This is just in the in the next week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month. But either way, if this 196 breaks, we look for around 147. And then, of course, if that breaks, guys, Binance is going well under $100, if not way further. Just be careful out there. I've been showing you guys this for a long time. I'm just trying to warn you guys. I do think we are nothing more than a bear market rally that has ended or is very close to the end. Be careful. Traditionals are looking like they are ready to roll over and roll over hard. The XY will be pumping during that time, in my opinion. So be careful. Guys, I can't stress it enough. I've been trying to warn you guys. We talked about way back in 2021 when the bear market started, told you guys to watch for a 100% rally to be the bear market rally to get everyone super bullish again so you can be exit liquidity and just continue down to new lower lows by the end of the year. Could it roll over into next year? That's a possibility too, but either way, I still see much lower lows coming. Binance is probably going to be what people blame it on. I don't know that for a fact, but by what the charts are showing, that's going to be what people blame it on. Because if this BNB breaks down, Binance is going to be in trouble. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. With who putting up 4 fingers isn't going to save Binance. So be careful. Love you guys. Make sure you smash the likes. Leave your comments below. Do you think Binance is actually going to get in some big trouble, or do you think that's just FUD? Let me know in the comments below. Take it easy, guys. I'm out.